For it is well known that wise Ethiopians have come to Italy and Spain and France and England. What did Benjamin Franklin say? They're all swarthy. They're all swarthy. They're all swarthy, man. Ethiopians in Western Europe. All swarthy. It is well known that these wise, swarthy black folk have come to Italy, Spain, France, and England, in those countries of the Christians where there are good flying dragons. So who they're calling wise Ethiopians are other melanated people, other melanated tribes that are holding down other areas, that are at war with the other melanated tribes from biblical times, whether it's Moab and Israel or whatever confederacy they're making. These are the wise dark folk, right? Black folk, Ethiopians, you know. These are these, you know what I'm saying, the hijack of the hijacks, because when you are at war against your own brother and you over here putting them into, you know, fear spells and eating dragons and stuff, this ain't white people doing this. This is black people doing this. Other tribes. Other tribes, man. You know, this is tribal. You got one tribe against another tribe. It's all biblical, right? It's historic. Tribal war. You know, and the white man just getting in where he fit in. He said, all right, cool. Well, since you're having this war anyway, let me get in where I fit in. You remember the blackface where all the, you know, white folk and all the whites in Spain painted their faces black with the red lips, you know. Those are who they're calling the wise Ethiopians in Western Europe. And they are known to come to Italy, Spain, France, and England, who are those countries of the Christians, they say. But we're talking the 1300s, and Benjamin Franklin is saying they're all still black, all still swarthy in 1751. So if they're all still swarthy in 1751, that means in 1266, when this Prester John and the Gypsies is being, or this quote is being quoted by Opus Magus, we're just talking about more swarthy situations, man. All throughout Europe. This is the Roman general Mortelius, or Maurice. Say Maurice. We'll get more on that too, man. So when it goes to those countries of what? St. Maurice, right? Italy, Spain, France, and England. When these so-called black people roll up on those so-called black people, they know that in their country, in England, France, Spain, and Italy, there are already good flying dragons. I'm not making this shit up. It's been a dragon war, people. And that by occult arts, this is what you got to listen to, because this is what the wise Ethiopians did. They used occult arts, right? Magic, which they possess. They drive the dragons out of their caves, and they have an art of preparing their flesh. And they partake of it against accidents of old age, and prolong their lives, make their intellect settle. Settle means You know, it's at such a high level. They just call it subtle. I don't even know. It's super smart. All right, subtle. Oh, you're a subtle intellect. It's so sharp. So what you're learning is that eating dragon flesh, or this man or woman is a dragon. By eating these men or women that are dragons, and they partake of it against accidents of old age, they reverse their age. It's like eating the fountain of youth when you eat you a naga. Oh man, you eat you some nigga meat, some naga meat. Oh, this man or woman that is a dragon. Oh man, woo! You'll reverse your age, man, against accidents of old age. Prolong your lives, man. You'll live longer if you eat some naga, some dragon. It makes their intellect subtle beyond all estimation. So you get super intellectual and you live a longer time just by eating these dragons. Just by eating these dragons. I hope you see clearly. I read this book, man. I forgot what the ship was called, but it's one of them military, ships or Navy vessels, and there was a exploration team or whatever, man, that they hit an iceberg or whatever the case was, and they were stranded, and it didn't take them long to run out of food. And as soon as they ran out of food, there was only probably about 7 or 8, brothers on deck, man, so-called black folk on deck, and they started hunting them down one by one. All the white people on the ship, all the whites started hunting down all the dragons, man, to eat them before turning on each other. Yeah, man, when these people get hungry, they start craving dragon meat. To partake of it against accidents of old age and prolong their lives and make their intellect settle beyond all estimation. It is not necessary to speculate here that these so-called Ethiopians were in fact gypsies or Egyptians, but only to comment on the surprising amicable attitude. That means they had a great attitude of the Western European towards the Egyptians. So it was already a confederacy. They had an amicable attitude. They had a good attitude towards each other. Why? Why would the Western European more have an amicable attitude towards the Egyptians? Don't they already have a connection, Moab and Egypt? With permission of the Pharaoh, we can claim this whole land of Amexem. Don't they already have a good attitude? So of course they had a good attitude towards each other when it came to eating your dragons, preparing your flesh, partaking of it against accidents of old age. To explain part of the reason why gypsies were well regarded and well treated on their first arrival, other than them already having a confederacy, more on more. Psalms 83. We can turn now to a discussion of Prester John and its legend. Well, let's go there. Let's talk about Prester John and the legend. HaWah got the drop. We're just talking the knights, the nagas. We're just talking Priest King Prester John holding the Tau, the Templar up. Get your overstanding over here. We're selling overstanding pies, overstanding enchiladas, understanding taquitos. Let's go. There we go. Trying to go to this page, man. What page should I go to? 78. All right, let's try that. So as we talk angels and dragons, we're going to get in, back into some of this letter of Prester John and, tie this into what's happening in the kingdom of the priest king Prester John. Hosea 3 and 5, Israel will return, seek their creator and David. So it always is important to understand when you have a David in your midst, you need to, see it from a full dragonfly perspective, because a dragonfly sees 360 degrees panorama. You're going to have to be able to see all angles of this, man. Remember, we're just talking about seeing clearly. To see clearly. It is what it is. It means what it means. Oh, we're talking etymology of dragon. We're just talking etymologies? Okay. Greek and Latin, ancient Greek had the word dragon. So when I say dragon, that G and the C or K are all interchangeable when you're dealing with this language stuff, man, this philology, right? So remember the tricks and the one-letter rules and all the stuff that even Horace Butler told you about, how the G's and the C's are interchangeable. So the Khan is the dragon, which means what? Serpent or dragon. In addition, this term relates to others, which means things along the lines of sharp-sighted. To see clearly, sharp-sighted, you have a sharp sight. To watch, to look at. And then you go into the Norse, the British drag. This is a very interesting word to relate to the dragons of Ireland, as many of them were more closely connected with water. For instance, Murdris was a huge water serpent, and there is no mention of him being able to breathe fire. Then you got Welsh. The word for dragon is Droch, which also refers to the red dragon of Wales. The best known dragon of Wales is Y or Yi Droch Gok, or the red dragon, which can be found on the Welsh flag. It is also interesting to note that in Welsh, the word dragog, means silent meteors. Uh-oh. Hold up, man. You mean when we look at dragon in 1828, it also says it's a shooting meteor? Comment. We're going to get back into Kumse part 2. Look out for it. I mean, we just surfing away. Kumse literally means shooting meteor, shooting star, shooting comet, which literally means dragon. What you're getting here, which of course we already know, to see clearly, right? Sharp-sighted. We're just digging on etymology, and dragon here in the British Isles also meant silent meteors. Are we seeing a lot of silent meteors these days? In a way, the connection between these two words suggests that dragons were seen as destructive force. However, why Dragog was used for the flag because of its symbol of authority. So we're getting a lot of authority. So what's the alchemy? Do you see clearly? Are you sharp-sighted? Now, just some terminology that you're going to need to know when you deal with alchemy is, when you dig on angels or dragons or seraphim, conscientio. a bringing together of opposites that results in the mystical or divine water. That results in the mystical or divine water, the bitter water. The bringing together of opposites that results in the mystical water, the bitter water. So what's so important about this conscientia? Why must they bring together opposites? Why must they form bitter water? And you're going to realize that you have this alchemical serpent, love to Miss D. She dropped this on us, man. Miss D, the copper color awakening. And then you got the alchemical dragon. So, if the dragon is the serpent, then why in alchemy are there two distinctively different things and terms completely? These are distinctly different. So every time you look up and you see dragon, and you get this serpent thing, oh, it's a huge serpent. Well, again, over here, dragon, it's a winged serpent. When you dig deeper and you get alchemical with it, there's an alchemical dragon and there's an alchemical serpent. Is there a difference between a dragon and a serpent? It seems like it. So why is this used to cover that up? Why do they use whales to cover up Phineas and real dragons? They always call them whales. Like Moby Dick was originally about a white dragon, and then it became a story about a whale. But the whale is still the dragon. But if you don't know that, you think it's just a story about a whale. If you don't know that a dragon and a serpent are two different things, then you're going to let them keep fooling you, and you'll stop right there. Look, it's the serpent, it's the serpent, it's Satan. Well, isn't Satan also an angel? And does that make all angels bad? Because Satan's an angel? So if Satan's a dragon or a serpent, does it make all dragons bad? You're talking about the creations of our Creator. So quickly, you got this link before. The alchemical dragon represents the philosophical quicksilver. It's philosophical because they are just philosophizing about something they really don't know about. So they got these weird terms, right? It's philosophical quicksilver. Unlike ordinary mercury. What's ordinary mercury? Thoth. It's unlike Thoth. It's unlike Hermes Trismegistus. The philosophical quicksilver is a mysterious substance of unknown origin. I'm just talking dragon to you. They're letting you know in alchemy that it's a mysterious substance of unknown origin. We don't know anything about what this and where this dragon come from and who these Nagas are, where did these original Americans come from. We don't know about any of that or that. They're just philosophizing. It's philosophical. It's philosophical. It's mysterious. They can't tell us who we are. How can they tell us who we ain't? Mysterious substance of unknown origin. We don't know. So from here on out, it's all philosophical. If they don't know it in the books, and if they don't know it in alchemy, and the deepest, highest level of science vibration they got, they still don't know. It's unknown. They don't know about the dragon. They don't know about the Negro, the American, the copper-colored Naga found here by the European. They're writing inquiries into the distinctive characteristics of the Aboriginal in America. I have the publication published in the Boston Society in the 50s, man. In the 1800s, man.